Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. This is part 4 of Mass Effect. And we're all pretty comfortable with me playing the game at this point, I hope. It is part 4 after all. You've seen a few hours of me playing. So, Rainbow Controller. We left off after a bunch of firefights. We checked out the strip club. Now we've got some fun new team members. We've got a Citadel security officer and this refugee.
So much empty space. 1,000 of my people could live here and hardly even see each other.
It's crazy. So, what is our next objective? Saved the Quarian, and she gave you evidence linking Saren to the Geth. Ambassador Udina is gonna present this evidence to the Council. We must return to the Citadel Tower. We should be there. Cool. Then, if we should be there, let's get there, eh? Who remembers the way to the Presidium Tower? I don't. The Presidium Tower. We're in the Presidium Tower. We want the Council Tower. Oh look, someone to talk to.
Commander Shepard, could you spare a moment of your time?
Sure.
Commander Shepard, my name is Samesh Bhatia. Forgive the intrusion, but I have nowhere else to turn.
It's no trouble. What can I do for you?
My wife was a Marine. She was in the 212 on Eden Prime. I've requested that my wife's body be returned to me for cremation, but the military has refused my request.
Why did they refuse your request? There's got to be some reason.
I don't know. All I know is that they have declared it impossible for my wife to be returned to me.
We'll look into it.
The man in charge of my case is Mr. Bosker. When I last saw him, he was in the expensive...
There's probably an unfortunate
Thank
but
you for your time.
real reason for
I just want to give my wife a proper funeral.
why he can't get
And
the
respect
body
she
back.
deserves.
There's probably no body. There's quite likely that she was one of those, like, zombie aliens that we had to deal with.
Have a pleasant
We've
day.
already experienced all of the conversing with her that we need. It's to the embassies. We're in the embassies. And this is the way to the Citadel Tower. Now, I could just take the rapid transit, but I don't feel like just taking the rapid transit. We can walk. Do. Man. When this video comes out, the Minecraft video will already be out, but I need you to know, editing it killed me. Because it is actively still being edited when I take the time to record this. And it is killing me. Oh my god! It's our Hanar buddy from the first episode! Oh
Where there was
my
only
god.
darkness, the enkindlers gave light.
Was it the first episode, or was it the second
Where there was
one?
only ignorance, the enkindlers gave wisdom. Where there was only silence, the enkindlers gave the gift of speech. This very station is the work of the enkindlers, their gift to all their children.
Well, he's passionate about it. You gotta give him that. Is this the... God damn it. Was it this way? Oh, a keeper.
Please do not disturb the keepers.
I wasn't disturbing the keepers. Why would I disturb the keepers? I respect and uphold the law all the time, always. Also, I cut my lip shaving earlier, so if I'm struggling extra to make proper expressions, that's why. Or if the faces I'm making just seem really weird, that's why. because I cut my lip. And I just want it to be able to heal, so I don't want to be stretching it too much. Stupid elastic skin. There's a person over here. But they never want to talk to me. I wonder... There was... Oh my god. He is. Is he still trying to get a fucking appointment or whatever?
No, I'm waiting to speak with one of the councilor's assistants. Commander?
My guy! This poor guy. Captain Anderson. Howdy, Captain.
Come on. Udina's presenting the Quarian's evidence to the council.
Eden Prime was a major victory. The beacon has brought us one step closer to finding the conduit.
And one step closer to the return of the Reapers.
You wanted proof? There it is.
This evidence is irrefutable, Ambassador. Saren will be stripped of his Spectre status, and all efforts will be made to bring him in to answer for his crimes.
Okay, so they're actually taking it serious.
The one speaking with Saren. Matriarch Benezia.
Isn't that the captain of the...
Matriarchs are powerful Asari who have entered the final stage of their lives. Revered for their wisdom and experience, they serve as guides and mentors to my people. Matriarch Benezia is a powerful biotic, and she had many followers. She will make a formidable ally for Saren.
I'm more interested in the Reapers. What do you know about them?
Only what was extracted from the Geth's memory core. The Reapers were an ancient race of machines that wiped out the Protheans. Then they vanished.
The Geth believe the Reapers are gods, and Saren is the prophet for their return.
We think the conduit is the key to bringing them back. Saren's searching for it. That's why he attacked Eden Prime.
Do we even know what this conduit is?
Saren thinks it can bring back the Reapers. That's bad enough.
Listen to what you're saying. Saren wants to bring back the machines that wiped out all life in the galaxy? Impossible. It has to be. Where did the Reapers go? Why did they vanish? How come we found no trace of their existence?
But the dial...
We'd have found something.
I tried to warn you about Saren, and you refused to face the truth. Don't make the same mistake again.
This is different. You proved Saren betrayed the Council. We all agree he's using the Geth to search for the conduit, but we don't really know why.
The return of the Reapers!
Are obviously just a myth, Commander.
They're dumb! Why are they so dumb?
To cover Saren's true purpose, a legend he is using to bend the Geth to his will.
50,000 years ago, the Reapers wiped out all galactic civilization. If Saren finds the conduit, it will happen again.
That's big scary music, just
Saren
the
is
wrong
a rogue agent on the
choice.
run for his life. He no longer has the rights and resources of a Spectre.
This dialogue
Council has
choosing
stripped him of his
is
position.
stressful.
That is not good enough. You know he's hiding somewhere in the Traverse. Send your fleet in!
A fleet cannot track down one man.
A Citadel fleet could secure the entire region. Keep the Geth from attacking any more of our colonies.
Or it could trigger a war with the Terminus systems. We won't be dragged into a galactic confrontation over a few dozen human colonies.
I can take Saren down.
The Commander's right. There is a way to stop Saren that doesn't require fleets or armies.
No, it's too soon. Humanity is not ready for the responsibilities that come with joining the Spectres.
You don't have to send a fleet into the Traverse, and the Ambassador gets his human Spectre. Everybody's happy.
Yeah, it really does seem like a win-win, doesn't it? Aw, I'm sorry. Thank you. I'm sorry to disappoint you so much. Jesus.
Commander Shepard, step forward.
And I wonder if that Harkin guy was telling the truth, and like, humanity's not ready because Captain Anderson wasn't ready when he was trying out for the Spectres. But what if I'm ready?
It is the decision of the Council that you be granted all the powers and privileges of the Special Tactics and Reconnaissance branch of the Citadel.
Spectres are not trained, but chosen. Individuals forged in the fire of service and battle. Those whose actions elevate them above the rank and file.
Spectres are an ideal, a symbol, the embodiment of courage, determination, and self-reliance. They are the right hand of the Council, instruments of our will.
Spectres bear a great burden. They are protectors of galactic peace, both our first and last line of defense. The safety of the galaxy is theirs to uphold.
I gotta take
You are
this
the
serious.
first human Spectre, Commander. This is a great accomplishment for you and your entire species.
Major gratitude.
I'm honored, Council.
Yeah.
We're sending you
Big
into
deal.
the Traverse after Sarah.
4
He's a fugitive from
episodes.
justice, so
Took
you
us
are
took us until the
authorized
4th
to use
episode to
necessary
be a
apprehend
Spectre.
or eliminate him.
Any leads?
Any idea where to find him?
Any
We will
help?
forward any relevant files to
Any
Ambassador
information.
Udina.
This meeting of the Council is adjourned.
Congratulations, Commander.
We've got a lot of work to do, Shepard. You're going to need a ship, a crew, supplies.
You'll get access to special equipment and training now. You should go down to the CSEC Academy and speak to the Spectre Requisitions Officer.
Cool.
Henderson, come with me. I'll need your help to set all this up.
Spectre inductee.
I thought the ambassador would be a little more grateful. He didn't even thank you.
Until I find Saren, I haven't done anything. Come on.
Yeah.
Right behind you, Shepard.
Spectre training talent unlocked. Man, this is exciting.
Through all my time at CSEC, I never got the chance to witness a meeting of the Council in person.
Wow. I'm happy I could help with that.
300 years ago, the Geth drove my people into exile. We asked the Council to wipe the synthetics out, but they ignored our pleas.
Maybe if they'd listened, we wouldn't be here now.
Yikes. But I like Garen. He's got a good head on his shoulders. My team's got good heads on their shoulders. I want to see if Buddy is still struggling.
No, I just want to ask a couple of questions. Congratulations on becoming the first human Spectre, Commander. I'm certain you'll be up to the challenge.
I appreciate that.
My name is Admiral Kahoku. It's about time the Alliance got one of our own in with the Spectres. We need people like you to deal with our problems.
Is something wrong, Admiral?
I'm getting stonewalled by bureaucratic assholes. Nothing new. Maybe you can help me, Shepard. One of my recon teams was investigating some strange activity out in the Traverse. We lost contact yesterday. Now I can't get clearance to check it out. Suddenly it's a restricted area. But that doesn't apply to you, Shepard. Spectres can go anywhere they want. You could find out why my team dropped out of contact.
I'll find them, Admiral.
I appreciate that, Commander. I was running out of options. I'm going to stay here and see if I can find anything out through official channels. Won't hold my breath, though.
Yeah. Good that he's not giving up on...
I'll upload the info on where my team was last seen to your ship. Maybe you can get some answers.
I will do my best. I really will do my best.
No, I haven't spoken to him before. This is the first...
Gotta find more keepers. I want those keepers. I want to scan the keepers. We were gonna have coffee. Still want coffee. What to do? Do I pause the recording to go get Slurp and make coffee? Or do I accept the L and have no coffee?
I hope he's okay.
Cool.
I'm on a break. Talk to someone else if you need anything. I've got a lot on my mind.
What's going on, buddy?
Maybe you can. You're a soldier, right? You ever head out to the Traverse?
The Traverse is a rough place. We're out there quite a bit.
My brother's the captain of a ship called the Majesty. It was crossing the Traverse a few days ago when it disappeared. just dropped right off the grid. And that usually means one of two things. They had massive mechanical failure, or they were attacked.
Neither one of those options leaves a lot of hope.
I won't give up on my brother. Not yet. I've got the coordinates for the last transmission from his vessel.
What kind of ship was it?
Don't let the name fool you. The Majesty's just a small trading vessel, only a handful of crew.
Give it a fancy name so you feel good about it.
I don't think mechanical failure is too likely. But they don't have any real weapons or shields. If anyone did come after them, the Majesty'd be a sitting duck.
Isn't anyone else looking into this?
My brother's just a small independent trader. Ships like his disappear in the Traverse all the time.
What's in this for me?
I can't afford to pay you anything. If I had that kind of cash, I'd have hired a recovery team to track him down already.
That's fair.
Maybe you could look into this as a personal favor, you know? We humans have to stick together.
If your brother's still alive, I'll find him. Give me the coordinates.
I'll forward them to your ship right away. Please let me know as soon as you find him.
So, I take it, at some point, we're going out into the Traverse. Whatever that exactly means, I am going backwards. We'll head out into the Traverse. We'll head out into the everything. It's over here. A keeper to scan. You can't hide them from me. I'm gonna scan all the keepers. Keeper party. Man. Okay. Now that we're done at the Citadel, we got it. Right. We're going to the CSEC Academy. I'm gonna speak to the requisition officer, the guy in that back room who knew everything about us, because that's his job. And you know what? I can respect somebody who's good at their job.
The Quarians endangered the entire galaxy when they let the Geth break free. I hope your people are properly contrite, Tally.
As the Turians are properly contrite for releasing the genophage upon the Krogan.
You're assuming that sterilizing them was a mistake.
Oh boy. I don't like that. Okay. So, if we're going back to the CSEC Academy, that's this way, right? All hail. The wards, that is where the CSEC Academy was. Had to access it from the upper wards, but that wasn't a problem.
In other news, Exogeny Corp is still denying reports that one of their survey teams has gone missing in the Hades Gamma Cluster. When asked why communication with the survey team was suddenly cut off last week, company officials refused to comment.
So there's some, like, shit going down out there. Yeah, what time is it? I started. It's been about, maybe. Okay. I just don't want to, like, go too long. But I also...
How are you liking your posting at the academy?
It's good. Busy, though. I can't believe how many people you get coming in from the wards.
Yeah, it's the busiest station on the Citadel. You'll never get bored.
I guess not, but you could still use a few more men.
That's why we brought you here.
Sure, but there's still way more complaints than the officers can handle.
That's just life near the wards, kid. You'll get used to it.
Keeper! See, I don't think I've ever been down over here, so this is some fun, like, new looking stuff. To the wards.
Binary Helix has settled out of court with a Krogan group that had accused the Genetics Corporation of fraud. The Krogan group had contracted Binary Helix to perform studies with a long-range goal of curing their genetic sterilization. The group later sued for a return of investment money when the study produced no viable results.
Except he is obviously all for it. Pro-eugenics That's fucked. Flirting with an alien. Both of you. Okay. There's Emily Wong. I don't think we have any new information for her.
Word on the street is that you've been busy. Congratulations on taking down Fist. I was sure he was a big player in anything going on here. Did you find anything in his office that could help me?
These OSDs might have the information you're looking for.
You've got Fist's files? This could be even bigger than I'd hoped. Here, Commander, for your trouble.
What would my future cooperation be worth? Say, an interview when my investigation is over?
Exclusive? You talk to me before you talk to anyone else? That would be worth quite a bit, and I'd be very happy to compensate you accordingly. Here you are. Now, if you'll excuse me, I should go see what's on these discs.
Cool. Blue options. Okay. The academy is down this way. We came in through here. Here we go. Academy time. Hey, look, it's our buddy, Officer Lang. Oh, we can scan this keeper real quick. What's up, Officer Lang?
Hey, Commander Shepard. Good to see you again. Anything you need?
I have to go.
Nothing new to say, but...
You're probably real busy. Well, see you around, Commander.
Into the academy we go. Into the academy we go. We are a Marine and also a Spectre, but into the academy we go.
Coming up in a report later today, Emily Wong investigates corruption on the Citadel and uncovers a full-blown crime syndicate.
Cool! I helped her do that. She works quick. Well, we just spoke to her. She said, bet. Read the files on the way to report them. Was Buddy over this way? Scale too low. That's funny, because we have some squad upgrades. Damn! That's pretty useful, actually, yeah. Okay. Ooh, get a little discount down. Oh, and we make extra money. Let me see. Okay, then triggers. Quarian Machinist. Though young, Tali is a true genius when it comes to dealing with mechanical or electronic equipment. Increases tech resistance and increases shields. Love that. We're also going to give her some decryption. Hacking. Ooh. Armor's important. But, oh shit, I didn't even actually register the hacking. That's okay. That's okay. We'll get more points. This isn't the end of it. But my decryption skill is still too low. We'll have to deal with it another time. We can talk to Jalid now. This
Hello
fucker.
again. Did you have any luck finding Shorbin?
I found out you've been lying to me, Jalid.
Lying? Why would I lie to you?
You forgot to mention the data about the Keeper.
He told you? I didn't mean for any of this to happen. I was afraid Shorbin would kill me to get the data, so well, I was hoping you'd take care of him.
I'm scanning the Keepers for Shorbin, but you two need to stop fighting.
You're helping us? But...
I try to be a nice
well,
guy, especially in video games.
Well, if Shorbin can forgive and forget, then so can I. I appreciate the help, Commander. I better go get that data analyzed.
Hello, Commander.
Hello. I don't remember where that requisitions officer was. Was he up here? Keeper. Um. Oh, it's too late. I cemented in. So I can't buy back any of the points. Fuck. I should have done it when it gave me the opportunity. I should have done it. Now we gotta figure out where the fuck the requisition officer is. Here he is. Yeah, look, he's got a keeper. Hello.
Hello, Commander.
Show me what you've got.
Show me what you've got.
Sounds good. Just let me set you up. Oh, this must be a mistake. System's telling me to offer you our select stock. Spectre? Well, I heard about that, but I didn't realize it was you. Sorry, Commander.
Just show me what you've got.
I'll open the rare stocks for you, Commander. Enjoy.
He wasn't trying to be disrespectful, he just didn't realize that that was a thing. God damn. Biotic ants? Like, what? Holy shit. Okay, but I don't see any, like, upgrades, which is what I'm prioritizing, because I don't have a whole lot of money. But we can definitely look at what we have extras of, maybe. Meh. Let me run through equipment first. I feel like that's gonna come in handy. Okay. Oh, I should have not Omni Gel. I should have waited to sell that. Oh well. Alright. What's the journal tell us to do? Meet him in the Alliance docking bay. We're gonna get a ship and crew. We're not on the Normandy anymore?
You always see a few civilians hanging around the academy waiting to speak to an officer about some problem or other.
I mean, that feels pretty fair. Maybe you should deal with the problems. It's your job. But off to the docking bay.
News, Chairman Burns of the Parliament
Right?
Subcommittee on Transhuman
We're gonna
Studies
come
has
back
been
to the Citadel,
kidnapped
I'm
by
sure.
biotic extremists. The biotics commandeered a freighter and were last seen in the Hades Gamma Cluster. No demands have yet been made.
Okay, so there's somebody out kidnapping people in the... I love how, like, raring to go Tali seems. I don't see, any other ships here. Just the Keeper I want to scan. Tali, what do you have to say?
The Normandy combines the best of Alliance technology and Turian engineering. It shows what we're capable of if we work together.
The Normandy is amazing, Shepard. It's an honor to be among her crew.
Yeah, we're gonna just use the Normandy? I'd like that. Looks like they're arguing.
I've got big news for you, Shepard. Captain Anderson is stepping down as commanding officer
Oh,
of the Normandy.
shit!
The ship is yours now.
She's quick and quiet, and you know the crew. Perfect ship for a Spectre. Treat her well, Commander.
I want the truth. Why are you stepping down, sir?
You needed your own ship. A Spectre can't answer to anyone but the Council. And it's time for me to step down.
Come clean with me, Captain. You owe me that much.
I was in your shoes 20 years ago, Shepard. They were considering me for the Spectres.
What happened?
I failed. I couldn't make the cut. It's not something I'm proud of. Ask me later and I'll tell you the whole story. For now, all you need to know is, I was sent on a mission with Saren, and he made sure the Council rejected me. I had my shot. It came and went. Now you have a chance to make up for my mistakes.
I won't let you down, sir.
Saren's gone. Don't even try to find him. But we know what he's after. The conduit. He's got us Geth scouring the Traverse looking for clues.
Now we're off to the Traverse.
Pharaoh system shortly before
Right?
our colony there dropped out of contact, and there have been sightings around Noveria.
Find out what Saren was after on Pharos and Noveria. Maybe you can figure out where the conduit is before he does.
The Reapers are the real threat.
I'm with the Council on this one, Shepard. I'm not sure they even exist.
But if they do exist, the conduit's the key to bringing them back. Stop Saren from getting the conduit, and we stop the Reapers from returning.
I'll stop it.
Aye, aye, Captain.
We have one more lead. Matriarch Benezia, the other voice in that recording. She has a daughter, a scientist who specializes in the Protheans. We don't know if she's involved, but it might be a good idea to try and find her. See what she knows. Her name's Liara, Dr. Liara Tassoni. We have reports she was exploring an archaeological dig on one of the uncharted worlds in the Artemis Tau cluster.
Well, let's start
Sounds
with her.
like we should head for the Artemis Tau cluster.
It's your decision, Commander. You're a Spectre now. You don't answer to us.
Your actions still reflect on humanity as a whole. You make a mess and I get stuck cleaning it up.
I'll do my best
I'll
to be
try not to
careful.
make things any harder on you, Ambassador.
Glad to hear it, Commander. Remember, you were a human long before you were a Spectre.
Yeah, we're all on the same team.
I have a meeting to get to. Captain Anderson can answer
Galactic
any questions
peace.
you might have.
Captain Anderson?
Yes, Commander?
Are you okay?
How are you holding up?
Honestly, this isn't how I pictured my career coming to an end. Pushing papers really isn't my thing. But you're the one who can stop Saren. I believe in you, Shepard. If that means I have to step aside, so be it.
Tell me what happened with you and Saren 20 years ago.
It's close to 20 years ago now. Ambassador Goyle was our representative here on the Citadel. Like Udina, She wanted to get a human into the Spectres. She chose me. The Council sent Saren to keep an eye on me and evaluate my performance, just like they sent Nihilus to keep tabs on you.
Why weren't you honest with me?
It's not something I'm proud of. I had a chance to become the first human Spectre, and I failed. Saren made sure of that.
I think I deserve the whole story.
We had intel on a rogue scientist being funded by Batarian interests. He was trying to set up a facility to develop illegal AI technology out in the Verge.
I hate AI.
Alliance intel had done all the work, but the Council wanted a Spectre involved. We compromised. I was assigned to help Saren in his investigation. We tracked the scientist to a refining facility on Kamala. He was hidden away somewhere inside, protected by an army of Batarian mercenaries. The plan was simple. Sneak into the plant, capture the scientist, sneak back out. Quick, quiet, and a minimum of bloodshed.
I'm guessing things didn't go as planned.
Saren and I split up to cover more ground. Then about halfway through the mission, there was a massive explosion in the refinery core. Officially, it was ruled an accident, but I think Saren detonated it on purpose to draw off the enemy guards.
How many casualties?
The explosion tore the refinery to shreds. The whole place was on fire. Black chemical clouds poured out into the atmosphere. Nobody inside survived. There was a camp for the workers and their families nearby. Between the fires and the toxic fumes, the final death count was over 500. Mostly civilians.
Jesus Christ.
The target was eliminated. Mission accomplished. And I ended up taking the blame. That ended all talk of me joining the Spectres.
Saren caused the explosion. How'd he pin it on you?
In his report, Saren accused me of blowing his cover. He said it was my fault the guards were ready for us. He claimed that's why it turned into a massacre. Saren's report was all the proof the Council needed to kill my chances of becoming a Spectre.
Don't blame yourself, Captain.
I don't. I blame Saren. I think he wanted things to go bad. He was looking for an excuse to blow that refinery. Maybe he just likes the violence. Maybe he was just trying to make me look bad to keep humans out of the Spectres. If so, he pulled it off.
Why'd you let him get away with it?
Who do you think the Council was going to listen to? Me? Or their best agent? I had a bad feeling about him right from the start. I should have been more careful. Maybe I could have stopped things before they got out of hand.
The only thing I care about is stopping Saren.
You're right, Commander. It's no good living in the past.
Investigate about what's happening.
Any extra intel you can give me on our colony at Pharos?
The entire planet used to be one giant Prothean city. Mostly ruins now. But some of the infrastructure is still intact. The colony tried to build on what the Protheans left behind. We lost all contact with them when the Geth attacked.
What can you tell me about Novaria?
Novaria's trouble. Always has been. The whole planet's basically a center for corporations to conduct illegal research. Watch your back there, Shepard. Spectres are about the only form of Citadel authority Novaria respects. But they aren't popular.
Good to know. And Artemis
What do you know
Tau?
about the Artemis Tau cluster?
Not much. I've never been there myself. A handful of systems with a few small, uncharted worlds, but no real colonies. Might not be easy finding Dr. T'Soni out there. My advice is to look for the world with the Prothean ruins.
Let's do this.
I'll be here if you
Ready?
need anything.
Let's go. Normandy weapons. Normandy hull. Is there another part of the Normandy that you'd let me investigate? The thrusters. Cool. Alright. Well. Here we go. We're back on the Normandy.
Stand by, shore party. Decontamination in
Cool.
progress.
Oh man, that's so cool.
I heard what happened to Captain Anderson. Survives 100 battles and then gets taken down by backroom politics. Just watch your back, Commander. Things go bad on this mission, you're next on their chopping block.
Captain Anderson should be the one in charge. It's like I'm stealing the ship from him.
Yeah, the captain got screwed. But it's not like you could have stopped it. Nobody's blaming you. Everyone on this ship's behind you, Commander. 100%. Intercom's open. If you got anything you want to say to the crew, now's the time.
This is Commander Shepard speaking.
We have our orders. Find Saren before he finds the conduit. I won't lie to you, crew. This mission isn't going to be easy.
This began with an attack on a human settlement in the Traverse.
But we know Saren won't stop there.
It's
His
kind of cool. I get to
armies
pick
aren't
the
going to
speech.
stay on the far fringes of Citadel space.
For too long, our species has stood apart from the others.
Now it's time for us to step up and do our part for the rest of the galaxy. Time to show them what humans are made of.
Our enemy knows we're coming.
When we go into the Traverse, Saren's followers will be waiting for us. But we'll be ready for them, too.
Humanity needs to do this.
Not just for our own sake, but for the sake of every other species in Citadel space.
All our new friends.
Saren must be stopped. And I promise you all, we will stop him.
Well said, Commander. Captain will be proud.
The captain gave up everything so I could have this chance. We can't fail.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah! Way too much fun. Viewpoint. Cuckoo. Joker.
Commander, something you need?
Ship status report.
How's the Normandy performing? Is she everything they said she'd be?
She's the best ship in the fleet. If you've got a pilot who knows how to handle her. Balance isn't what
Hopefully
you
we
expect.
do.
Takes a while to get used to that oversized drive core we got stuffed in the back, and her power can sneak up on you if you're not careful. The Normandy's probably too much ship for your average Alliance pilot, Commander. Lucky for you, I'm anything but average.
I like to know my crew. Mind if I ask you a few questions?
I can see where this is going. You did a background check on me, didn't you? Well, I'll tell you the same thing I told the captain. You want me as your pilot. I'm not good. I'm not even great. I am the best damn helmsman in the Alliance fleet. Top of my class in flight school, I earned that. All those commendations in my file, I earned every single one. Those weren't given to me as charity for my disease.
What are you talking about? Are you sick?
You mean...
No, Joker, no.
Oh, crap. Okay, I've got Vrolik syndrome. Brittle bone disease.
I've heard about
the bones
this.
in my legs never develop properly. They're basically hollow, too much force and they'll shatter. Even with crutches and my leg braces, it's hard to get around. One wrong step and crack! It's very dramatic. But I've learned to manage my condition, Commander. Put the Normandy in my hands and I'll make her dance for you. Just don't ask me to get up and dance unless, you know, you like the sound of snapping shin bones.
I need to know more about this Vrolik syndrome if I'm putting my ship in your
No,
hands.
it's not that I don't trust him.
Yeah, of course you do. It's an extremely rare condition. Nobody knows exactly what causes it. Genetic, maybe. It's treatable, but there's no cure. They classify my case as moderate to severe. I was born with over a dozen fractures. Hip, thighs, ankles. My bones were already breaking in the womb. 100 years ago, I wouldn't have survived past my first year. Lucky for me, modern medical science has turned me into a productive member of society.
You're not gonna break a bone trying to fly the ship, are you?
I don't fly with my feet, Commander, so I'm fine as long as I'm in this chair. I gotta be real careful when I get up to take a piss, though. I can do my job as well as anyone on the ship. Better, actually. So don't worry about it.
I'm not trying to make you uncomfortable. Let's talk about something else.
I just wanted to know
Whatever you
more
want.
about it. Where'd you get your nickname?
Why does everyone call you Joker?
It's a lot shorter than saying Alliance Flight Lieutenant Jeff Moreau. Plus, I love to make little children laugh.
You're dodging the question.
Look, I didn't pick the name. One of the instructors in flight school used to bug me about never smiling. She started calling me Joker, and it stuck.
Why didn't you ever smile?
Hey, I worked my ass off in flight school, Commander. The world's not gonna hand you anything if you go around grinning like an idiot. By the end of the year, I was the best pilot in the academy, even better than the instructors, and everybody knew it. They'd all got their asses kicked by the sickly kid with the creaky little legs. One guess who was smiling at graduation?
That's fair.
I have to go.
Alright, see ya.
I meant him no disrespect. I wanted to know what, you know, who's on my side and what I'm working with and who I can count on or maybe not be able to count on. But I know I could count on Joker to fly this ship. Right?
If anyone has to take over for Captain Anderson, I'm glad it's you. I'm not sure about having non-humans on our ship, though.
We're all on the same team here, Presley.
With all due respect, sir, that's what they said about Nihilus. Look how that turned out.
I'm in charge here, Presley. I decide if we have non-humans on this vessel.
Yes, sir. Understood, sir.
How did you end up assigned to the Normandy?
I signed up with the Alliance as a navigator right out of school, following in my grandfather's footsteps, I guess. My first posting was on the Agincourt. We were at Elysium during the Skillian Blitz. A massive fleet of alien raiders hit the colony, trying to wipe it out. They had the numbers, but their ships were no match for an Alliance frigate. It was a slaughter. We couldn't even keep track of how many ships they lost.
How'd you end up on the Normandy?
I got my officer's commission after Elysium. Must have made an impression on the right people. Captain asked for me when he was picking his crew.
Speak freely, Presley. I want to know if you have a problem with non-humans.
It's not that, Commander. Humanity has always handled its own problems. Saren attacked one of our colonies. We should be the ones to stop him. We don't need their help.
Some people think asking for help is a sign of weakness. That's just being stupid and stubborn. No matter
Amen.
how strong you are, allies can make you stronger.
God.
I guess so.
Don't refuse
Maybe
help
I'm just
when it's
stuck
right
in the old ways
in
of
front of
thinking.
you.
But don't worry, Commander. This won't be a problem.
Carry on, Presley.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I just want to know my crew. Ooh. Look at this thing. There's gonna be so many fun, like, codex entries and stuff to read. I'm looking forward to that video. The galaxy map. Kaden! Hope its head's okay.
Anything you need, Commander?
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
I've wasted enough of your time for now, Commander. We'll have time for personal debriefings later.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
I don't see how we could have done things any better. At least not without getting to Eden Prime sooner. And we were on the scene faster than any other Alliance ship could have been.
We'll talk another time, Lieutenant.
Commander?
As somebody who gets migraines, I'm like, if he's kind of like talking like that and he's hurt and he doesn't want to have a conversation, I fear our friend is hurting. Hey Doc, can we check on
Yes, Commander?
Kaden?
Is there something you need?
Yeah.
Goodbye, Commander.
Goodbye. And this is like the surgical bay or something. Okay. Just wanted to double check there weren't gonna be any super cool, awesome secrets hiding around that I'd miss out on, because I'd never forgive myself for missing out on some super cool secrets. Like, what's back here? Personnel manual. This is our first time stepping into this elevator. I don't know where it's taking us. Hey! Alliance Requisition Officer.
Hey, Commander. Looking for some extra supplies before you head out?
What have you got?
Whatever you want. Armor, weapons, mods. It's not standard Alliance issue, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Well, as long as you don't mind paying for it.
Why should I pay you for my weapons and armor?
My stuff doesn't come from the Alliance. I have to purchase it myself, and it's not cheap. Hell, the licenses alone have set me back more than I'd like. But no licenses, no goods. Without the goods, I'm out of a job.
What are licenses? Why do you need them?
Manufacturers sell licenses. Each license allows me to buy and sell a certain brand of products. I already have several basic ones, but you'll need to buy more if you want me to bring in different brands.
The cord is
Many
wrapped
of the
around my
best
leg.
licenses are hard to get, but they're well worth the cost if you can find them.
What do the different manufacturers offer?
There are too many for me to keep track of, but each license will explain what it's good for.
How often will you get new items?
Well, that depends on how many licenses you've purchased, but I'll rotate items on a regular basis regardless. And anytime we land someplace with a big enough port, I'll buy, sell, and trade whatever I can. Check back often. I need to move items quickly, so only the most basic items will be stocked consistently.
Let's see what you've got.
You bet, Commander.
Got some, like, Spectre gear. Whew. Good damn. Hello, Garrus.
Thanks for bringing me on board, Commander. I knew working with the Spectre would be better than life at CSEC.
Have you worked with a Spectre before?
Well, no, but I know what they're like. Spectres make their own rules. You're free to handle things your way. At CSEC, you're buried by rules. The damn bureaucrats are always on your back.
For the most part, the rules are there for a reason.
Maybe. But sometimes it feels like the rules are only there to stop me from doing my work. If I'm trying to take down a suspect, it shouldn't matter how I do it, as long as I do it. But CSEC wants it done their way. Protocol and procedure come first. That's why I left.
So you just quit because you didn't like the way they do things?
There's more to it than that. It didn't start out bad, but as I rose in ranks, I got saddled with more and more red tape. CSEC's handling of Saren was typical. I just couldn't take it anymore. I hate leaving.
I hope you made the right choice. I'd hate for you to regret it later.
Well, that's sort of why I teamed up with you. It's a chance for me to get off the Citadel, see how things are done outside CSEC. Either way, I plan to make the most of this.
Well,
and without CSEC headquarters looking over my shoulder, well, maybe I can get the job done my way for a change.
If getting the job done means endangering innocent people, then no. We get the job done right, not fast. Got it?
I wasn't trying to. I understand, Commander.
you're not in trouble, but sure as heck aren't gonna freeball. You're my crew now. That means behave. Behave. Hello, Ashley.
Commander?
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Kinda wish you'd got there sooner, Commander. No offense, I appreciate the rescue. I just wish...
You wish we'd been able to save the rest of your unit?
Yes, sir. If I had been more alert, we wouldn't have been cut down by an ambush.
The Geth are perfect ambushers. They don't move, they don't make noise, they don't even breathe.
Sir, they have flashlight heads. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Do you have a few minutes to talk one-on-one?
I'm sorry, Commander. I need to get my duty squared away. I wouldn't mind talking more later, though.
Dismissed, Chief.
Sir.
There's one more.
Nice ship you've got, Shepard. What can I do for you?
What's your story, Rex?
There's no story. Go ask the Quarian if you want stories.
You Krogan live for centuries. Don't tell me you haven't had a few interesting adventures.
Well, there was this one time the Turians almost wiped out our entire race. That was fun.
I heard about that. You know, they almost did the same to us.
It's not the same.
It seems pretty much the same to me.
So your people were infected with a genetic mutation? An infection that makes only a few in 1,000 children survive birth? And I suppose it's destroying your entire species?
I suppose it isn't all the same.
I don't expect you to understand, but don't compare humanity's fate with the Krogan.
I was just making conversation. I wasn't trying to upset you.
Your ignorance doesn't upset me, Shepard. As for the Krogan, I gave up on them long ago. The genophage infected us, but it's not what's killing us.
What can you tell me about the genophage?
This is some fucked up shit.
Ask the Solarians if you want details. They made it. All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected, every one. And no one's rushing to find a cure.
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist? You ask a Krogan, would he rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fighting every time. It's just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
Are your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger. We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
Lots of species have left their homes and prospered.
But they go to colonize new worlds. We're not settlers. We're warriors. We want to fight. So we leave. Hire ourselves out. And most of us never go back.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
Wow. Excuse me, that's fucking rough. God damn.
Your ship's amazing, Shepard. I've never seen a drive core like this before. I can't believe you were able to fit it into a ship this small. I'm starting to understand why you humans have been so successful. I had no idea Alliance vessels were so advanced.
The Normandy's a prototype. Cutting-edge technology.
A month ago, I was patching a makeshift fuel line into a converted tug ship in the flotilla. Now, I'm sitting on board one of the most advanced vessels in Citadel space. I have to thank you again for bringing me along. Traveling on a vessel like this is a dream come true for me.
I had no idea you found ship technology so interesting.
It comes with being a Quarian. The migrant fleet is the key to the survival of my people. Ships are our most valuable resource. But we don't have anything like this. We make do with cast-offs and second-hand equipment. We just try to keep them running for as long as we can. Some of the fleet's larger vessels date all the way back to our original flight from the Geth.
That was 300 years ago.
I can't believe your fleet's still using ships that are 3 centuries old.
They're constantly being repaired, modified, and refitted. They aren't pretty, but they work. Mostly. We've tried to make ourselves as independent as possible on the flotilla. Grow our own food, mine, and process our own fuel.
I want to like see what this flotilla
But
is.
some
It sounds
things
pretty
we just
cool.
can't make on our own. A patch to maintain the hull integrity requires raw materials we just don't have. That's why our pilgrimages are so important.
I want to know more about the pilgrimage.
When my people reach maturity, we leave our birth ships and seek acceptance with a new
I'm probably
crew.
gonna wrap up here
It's
soon. We've
necessary
been
to
going for about an
maintain
hour.
genetic diversity among
I'm
the
kind of
fleet.
tired. Want to have some coffee.
But no ship wants to accept
tummy
someone who will
hurts.
be a burden on them. So, to prove our worth, we embark on a pilgrimage. We set out alone, leaving the flotilla and our families behind us. We only return once we have found something of value we can bring back to the fleet. This is presented as a gift to the captain of the respective ship we wish to join. If the gift is accepted, we are welcomed into the crew.
Can a captain choose to reject the gift?
That doesn't happen often. Most captains are eager to increase the size of their crew. It increases their own standing in our society. Even when a gift is not particularly valuable, the captain usually accepts it out of a sense of tradition. However, there is a stigma to presenting a substandard gift. It's not the best way to make a good impression on a new community. Most pilgrims don't return until they find something worthwhile.
I can't believe they just send you off alone.
It's not like they just cast us out. Before we leave, we are given lessons in how to survive outside the flotilla, and given gifts to help us on our journey. We also receive implants to fight off sickness and disease. Generations of living in an isolated and highly controlled environment have left our immune systems weaker than most. By the time we leave the fleet, we are well equipped for the pilgrimage. This is a rite of passage for all Quarians. If it were dangerous, our numbers would suffer. Virtually every pilgrimage ends with a triumphant return and the ritual presentation of the gift to one of the fleet's captains.
I want to talk about something else.
Like what?
Tell me about your people.
Our lives aren't easy. Resources are scarce, and we are constantly on the move. Everything we do must in some way contribute to the continuation of the migrant fleet. There are 17 million Quarians in the flotilla, and each of us relies on the others for survival. The bonds among my people are strong. Unfortunately, we have had to surrender many of the freedoms and civil liberties other species take for granted.
What kind of freedoms?
Well, it's illegal for parents to have more than one child. If our population grows too much, it would strain our resources to their breaking point. Of course, we also can't allow our numbers to become too few. If our population is in decline, the rule against single births is temporarily repealed. In extreme cases of population decline, incentives are even offered to encourage multiple births. Though the Conclave hasn't had to take such measures in nearly a century.
Conclave?
That's your government.
The Conclave is our civilian branch of government. Each ship can elect a representative to serve on the Conclave and make decisions that affect the fleet as a whole. On matters that affect an individual ship, however, the captain has the final say. It's a tradition that dates back to the early days, when the fleet was governed by martial law. Fortunately, most captains nowadays are smart enough to have an elected council from their crew to give them advice and guidance.
So the ultimate power rests with elected officials.
In practice, the Conclave and the respective council for each ship tend to set the rules that govern our daily lives. But in theory, we are still under military jurisdiction. The 5 top-ranking military officials in the fleet serve on the Admiralty Board. These 5 have the power to overrule any decision by the Conclave in case of emergency. To do so requires unanimous agreement among the Admiralty, and they can only do this once. After that, the entire board must resign their posts. It's a safeguard that served us well.
I feel like the U.S. could probably take a page out of the books of the Quarians. Or just, you know, finish collapsing without... God. Politics.
I want to know more about the Geth.
I doubt I can tell you anything you don't already know. It's been almost 3 centuries since they drove my people into exile. All I know is the story of their origins. What they were when we created them, and how they turned on us.
God damn.
Interesting.
Getting too tired.
The Geth were originally created to serve as an automated manual labor force. Initially, their intelligence was as limited as any VI. Over time, we made small modifications to their programming to allow them to perform more varied and complex tasks, bringing them closer and closer to true AI status.
How come the Council didn't step in and stop you?
This wasn't true AI research. We may have been skirting the bounds of the law, but we never did anything that was actually illegal. The changes were so insignificant, so gradual, that we were able to control them. Or so we thought. But one thing we underestimated was the power of the neural network. A million Geth thinking simultaneously created an inherently unstable matrix.
So, the Geth share brain power?
Many of the Geth's logic systems were designed to work in concert with other nearby Geth. Basically, the more of them you have in a group, the smarter they are.
So there's some sort of group consciousness?
No, nothing like that. They cannot share sensory data or information. Their programming cannot handle that much simultaneous input. Each Geth maintains an individual awareness and identity. The neural network only operates on a process-based level. It's basically the synthetic equivalent of a subconscious. But when they're in close proximity, they can coordinate low-level functional processes, freeing up more capacity for original or independent thought.
That doesn't make any sense.
I'm probably oversimplifying. The Geth are incredibly advanced and complex creations. All you need to know is that they get smarter when they gather in large numbers. As we built more and more Geth, their effective intelligence became more sophisticated, more abstract. One day, a Geth began to ask its Quarian overseer questions about the nature of its existence. Am I alive? Why am I here? What is my purpose? As you can imagine, this caused a near panic among my people.
I don't see what's so bad about those questions.
The Geth were created to engage in mundane, repetitive, or dangerous manual labor. That's fine for machines, but it won't satisfy a sentient being for long. The Geth were showing signs of rudimentary self-awareness and independent thought. If the Geth were intelligent, then we were essentially using them as slaves. It was inevitable the newly sentient Geth would rebel against their situation. We knew they would rise up against us, so we acted first. A general order went out across all Quarian-controlled systems to permanently deactivate all Geth. The Geth responded to this order violently.
You can't blame them for fighting for their survival.
We had no other choice. The Geth were already on the verge of revolution. By acting quickly, we had a chance to end the war before it began. The hope was that most of the Geth would still be little more than machines, incapable of organized resistance. But they had progressed much further than anyone anticipated. The war was long and bloody. Millions upon millions of Quarians died at their hands. In the end, we were forced to flee our own homeworld. We feared the Geth would pursue us, but they never came beyond the veil. Now we drift through space, exile, searching for a way to reclaim what was once ours.
I should go.
See you later.
Okay. Field integrity. Engineer Adams.
Hey, Commander, you know that Quarian, Tally? She's been spending all her time down here asking me about our engines.
I'll tell her to leave you alone.
What? No, she's amazing. I wish my guys were half as smart as she is. Give her a month on board and she'll know more about our engines than I do. She's got a real knack for technology, that one. I can see why you wanted her to come along.
I figured she'd be a real asset to the team.
You've got an eye for Tally, Commander, but I'm guessing that's not why you came down here.
I want to know more about the Normandy.
She's the best ship I've ever served on. Probably the fastest vessel
We're
ever
gonna be
designed.
wrapping up here, so just hold tight. I'm thinking I'll get myself back up to that navigation map. We won't click on it. We'll just pause and save the game and call it a night. Call it an episode.
What's so special about the Tantalus drive core?
But we might as well get through this information.
Vessel. Not only are we faster, we can run at FTL speeds longer before we have to discharge the core.
Fill me in on the IES stealth systems. How does it work exactly?
You can't hide a ship out in space. They emit too much heat and radiation. Too easy for sensors to pick them up, unless you find a way to capture those emissions.
How do hairs keep falling in my water bottle?
The energy we give off in storage sinks built into the ship itself. No emissions to give away our location. Eventually, the sinks have to be vented. More than a few hours silent running, and they overheat. Cook us inside our own hull.
There's no way for anyone to detect us?
A visual scan can still pick us up. Anyone looking out a window can see us plain as day. But you have to be pretty close to get an actual visual out in space. Most vessels rely on scanners. As long as the stealth systems are engaged, they can't see us. Not unless we accelerate to FTL speeds.
Why doesn't it work with faster than light travel?
Cranking up to FTL blue shifts our emissions, pushes them into frequencies too high to capture in the sinks. As soon as we make the jump, it's like setting off a flare. Sensors can pick up our location whenever we enter or exit FTL flight, but for short-range missions, our stealth systems are amazing, and we've got the only one.
Where else have you served, Adams?
If you name a class of Alliance ship, I've probably served on it. Everything from dreadnoughts and carriers right down to frigates like the Normandy. My last assignment was on the Tokyo, only a cruiser, but she was a good ship. Couldn't hold a candle to the Normandy, though.
Carry on, Adams.
Aye, aye,
I hope we'll get a chance to, like, meet and, like, interact with the other ships that exist in this world. I do think that that's, like, a really interesting part of this world. There's all these ships and all these things. All these aliens and all these people and all these cultures and all these problems and all these nuances. You got Tali, who's like super cool and her story's kind of fucking sad, but also her people did kind of just do that to themselves, right? There was a level of self-awareness, but it didn't come soon enough to stop the inevitable, and their attempt to stop the inevitable just made it so much worse. But that's it for us, y'all. That's episode 4, part 4. Hop over to the main menu and call it the end. I really appreciate you coming and watching the video, so make sure you like the video and drop a comment down below. I want to hear everything you've got to say. Tell me how much you hate these dialogue-only videos. Let me know what you want for the next, like, casual chill games, because, shit, I can't remember if I actually went over the new schedule or pattern. It's gonna be the 3 Mass Effects and then a casual game, and then the 3 Mass Effects and the casual game, or like the 3 series, because that's all it is. Right now we're playing Mass Effect for a series. The next episode is gonna take us to the Artemis Tau system. Hopefully I remember that. If not, it'll take us where it takes us. I implore you to subscribe if you haven't already. And there is a whole, like, playlist for watching the entire Mass Effect series. So, like, check it out. There's also other playlists, and I'm gonna be involved with other things. And let me know what you think of that frickin' Minecraft video. Because if this video's out and you're watching it, that video's already out. And you should watch it. I destroyed my sanity editing it. Because I am in the middle of editing it, and it's hell. But it's nice and cheesy, and I hope you like it. And I hope you like this video. I hope it's just as cheesy and just as good. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll be back in the next episode for part 5. Bye!